Lions or challenges of the week. What did you face this week that was challenging to you? Lions or challenges of the week. What did you face this week that was challenging to you?
Good morning,
Was challenging to you.
and happy finally Friday, our 2024 brand new episode. We do hope that you all are staying with us, sticking with us, and challenging yourselves. It is finally Friday. And as we face another finally Friday, we are going to be talking about acknowledging healing. How many of you are finding it hard to accept or acknowledge your healing? Your healing of emotion, your healing of trauma, your healing to admit where there is pain. Some of us may feel we've already acknowledged and we don't need to acknowledge. Let's not dismiss that as if it were unimportant. We're going to find out from today's inspiration. You can't heal what you don't acknowledge. We're going to be able to acknowledge why we feel what we feel and when we feel. Let's first ask you the question, what are you healing? Let's start there. That's our Vibe Talk question. What are you healing? We're going to be right back. We'll be right back. We are here, we're back, and welcome to Vibe Talk Facing the Lion program. We're here for you. We're so glad that you have joined us. We want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you. As we come on today, we also want to give acknowledgement to those who are following our page. So we're going to be doing that today because I don't want anyone to feel slighted. As we mention your name, we appreciate you and what you do for us. We appreciate it. As you come in, tell us where you are. Please tell us where you are listening from, I should say. I had the opportunity to listen to some of the feedback, and we are working on sound. We're working on trying to come together so that you can hear us clearly, so that you can hear us clearly. I'm going to take the opportunity to thank all of those who are following us, all of those who follow us, and all of those who have been with us for the last 3 years. We talked about our community building page, and that's important, ladies and gentlemen. And we want to take the opportunity to have everyone be acknowledged, because you take the time to support, you take the time to acknowledge, and you take the time to be able to show your appreciation by our support. So we're grateful to you more than you ever could know, more than you ever know, and we say thank you. I am looking for our page. We're going to be right back. We're going to be right back. There was a bit of brief silence. Announce our 301 followers. Before we get started, we're going to be talking about healing ourselves. Where are we at with this in this now 2024? Is our mindset to heal ourselves, or to bring in the old with the new? I want to start with thanking Diego Mendenca. Thank you, Diego. Janine Mascus. Melanie Carnetta Sassy. Onisha Gator. Of the company Essential One Stop. Huncho. HBK Huncho. Cindy Geddes. Brandon Warren. Thank you. Harold S. Seals Jr. Thank you. Calming Young Minds. Thank you. Angela Barron. Thank you. Carrie Beach. Thank you. Nikki. Keeping It Real. Thank you. Tyrese Murphy. Thank you. Brittany Tyson. Thank you. Axel Adrian. Thank you. Kelly Yetter. Thank you. Teddy Hiley. Thank you, who is one of my family members. Another RL Moto Block. Anita Wilson. Azrea Kiana. Anna Adina Myers. Thank you. Kathy Huff. Drake. Hope I'm saying that right. Thank you. Syaf Ahmed. Amar Zuki. Alberta. Bill Presley, thank you. Billboard Smoke, thank you. Christian Cocker, thank you. Leonardo Bell, thank you. Tyrahini Polidor, thank you. Cade Karshman, thank you. The Burn Book, thank you. Trish Scott, our very own co-host, thank you, and good morning, Trish. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
Martha Green, thank you. Nikki Jones, thank you. Stephanie Tracy, thank you. Jacob Chappell, thank you. Jaden Rosellas, thank you. Seth Avery Wright, thank you. Akbar Muhammad, thank you. Rashawn Pruitt, thank you. Mike Wilburn, thank you. Wyatt Salzar, thank you. David Casillas, thank you. Terry Rosado, thank you. Torrance Johnson, who is my family member. Ray, thank you. Alora Berg, thank you. Jason Gray, thank you. Karen Paradise, thank you. Sabrina Vasteni, thank you. Has Martinez, thank you. Mamie Corgate, thank you. Willie Cagado, thank you. Gabriel Benedicto, thank you. Jesse M. Anderson, thank you. Dakota Ash Kelly, thank you. Alexis Tolbridge, thank you. Melanie and Anders, thank you. T. God Walker, thank you. Clayton Weston, thank you. Katima Gibson, thank you. Memphis Lantana, thank you. Kelly Johnston, thank you. Antonio Labrador, thank you. Angela Nunes Gray, thank you. Adam Calhoun, thank you. Latana Steve, thank you. John Lucky, thank you. Elizabeth Hicks, thank you. Caprice Mitchell, thank you. Anna Starkey, thank you. Ace Phillips, Lexi Bailey, Jimmy Madrano, Jaheim Johnson, Joanne Nurse, whom I personally know and is my dear friend. Thank you so much. Raven Rains, thank you. Ray Bobadilla, Kylie Ray, Danielle Gordon, Chucky Hollenbeck, Noah Ortiz, Christy Pierce, Christensen, thank you. Mikey Fanny, Shirley Surovic, Secure Lakin, thank you. And thank you, thank you, thank you for following us. Thank you. That's important when we acknowledge all of you just as you take the time to acknowledge us. And Ethan, welcome to Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. Thank you for joining us. We're going to talk about healing. Is that something that you all want to do? Or have you not arrived at that challenge? This year, we're going to be using the words challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. Because, we talked about acknowledging the very fact that we've arrived at the challenge of meeting our own expectation. What about you? Why is it even important to acknowledge, as we just did, the 300 and something people that follow us? Why is that important? We want you to acknowledge. We're going to talk about that, guys. Acknowledging your healing. If I am wrong by the following statement, I challenge you to tell me. Every person that you have ever met, you or I have ever met, has some sort of pain. Come a little closer. I said, every person that you or I have ever met has some sort of pain. If that's you, I want you right now to think about your pain. Because I'm going to tell you, even if you and I share the same pain, the experience from that pain is different. And for 3 years, Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast has been talking about various kinds of pain. Why? What is it to acknowledge? I gave you an illustration of that by acknowledging the people that took the time to listen into our podcast and who are still interested in what we have to say. Even though they may not be in this room, this virtual room at this very second, they are still committed to knowing what Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast is all about. By the way, we are streaming everywhere you listen to your podcast. Please put information up, Trish. Thank you. So we're going to talk about why it's important to heal, but first, let us think about acknowledging. When I work with different clientele, you're all different. I want you to be intelligent. I want you to know. I want you to be able to regulate your emotions. I want you to be able to say what it is, where your pain is. When you acknowledge something, I want you to know how to heal. I took a pause because from the healing that you've acknowledged, you grow. Some of you, including myself, are growing from the pain of forgiving yourselves, if not others. You are learning to accept the pain. But just because you are accepting the pain doesn't mean the pain has to stay with you for this year, 2024. Once you accept and acknowledge your pain, your need to heal, what do you do with it? What do you think, Trish? What do you do with that pain?
Um, I'd say you try to discover why you feel that pain.
Okay. When you have discovered it, thank you for that. When you discover it, you've acknowledged it, release, and begin your healing. Here is a project. We haven't forgot about our Wednesday project. If you have a balloon anywhere around the house, or if you don't have a balloon, I want you to make it a project of yours to find balloons and make it creative. Find your favorite color of balloons. And for every pain that you've ever felt, I want you today to blow up how many pains you're feeling. I don't care if you have to buy 2 packs of balloons. Try this and see how you feel, because you're going to need a lot of breath to blow up balloons. So get the big ones. And I want you to blow into that balloon. And starting with pain number 1, as you blow into that balloon, I want you to tie that balloon and go outside and release that balloon. Now you say, well, what if it doesn't fly? We're not doing that today. I just want you to release it. And I want you to acknowledge why you blew that balloon up, and I want you to release that balloon as you name your parts of you that have to heal. The more advanced people that are listening, you can even write on your balloon what you're releasing as of 2024. And if you're intermediate and you're not there yet, I want you to blow up 1 balloon for 5 days to release where it hurts. So, if I need to forgive to begin my healing, I'm going to write the word forgiveness. And if I really want to heal, I'm going to write the person that I need to forgive. Fair enough? Let's begin. Your healing does not begin with anyone else but you. We hear songs. We ask ourselves, why does it hurt so bad? Question mark. If you're writing things down, ask yourself, why does it hurt so bad? Whitney Houston has made a song about that. And in that song, she tells you why it hurts so bad. Do you know why you hurt so bad? There. When we acknowledge the healing parts of us, we lift ourselves. We lift ourselves. So if you're living in a windy place, today would be a great day to release one of the balloons that start your healing. Because it's going to lift into the air. And if it doesn't, it's okay. You've done the work. In Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast, we do work. Because you see, we have to take the initiative with first ourselves before we can take initiative to help anyone else. And I'd like to say, as we are doing this, don't stop helping people just because that statement was made. But I want you to be sincere in doing your work for 2024. Someone today needs this. If it's you, acknowledge yourself first. Acknowledge that you will need to go through what is a healing period, a time. Give yourself permission to heal. But here's the key factor. Getting to the place where you're feeling lighter in mind, body, and soul. How many of you have ever had a heavy heart? I have.
I have.
Now, we're going to stop right there because I want to say something to you all. Trish and I are acknowledging that we've had a heavy heart. Now, watch how this goes. Trish, can you tell your experience of why you had that heavy heart?
I've had that heavy heart because of the passing of my grandmother. So that's why I had that heavy heart.
Yeah. So I've had a heavy heart. One, because of my nephew being murdered. That's not to say, your family is listening, that I don't care about anyone else who has died in the family. Why? Now, Trish and I have had the same experience, but it was different because one was a grandmother and one was a nephew. We still feel the same pain, right? We've acknowledged the heavy heart. And what's the key? The heaviness came from the pain. The heaviness came from the pain. So we want you to know how to liberate yourself from this pain, to start to heal. I never thought, I don't know about you, Trish, I never thought that I would not feel my heart literally ache. My heart feel like it had broken, like somebody had just reached in and grabbed it. And it was squeezed really tight, so tight that there were days I couldn't even breathe. In fact, I thought today would be a challenge for me because it was just yesterday that I was feeling heavy at heart. But then I realized I'm still needing to heal. And each day is a new day and an opportunity to work on my healing. Because guess what? The pain just learns to cope. Your body is saying you need to heal. You never get over the fact that someone that you love has died, but you will come to your healing. But there's a process. Are you there yet? Because if you don't acknowledge that you need to heal, you will never heal. How much time do we need to heal? No one is to say. And it's not even fair for you to say. There's a time to heal. It's when you've arrived, when you've acknowledged the healing parts of you. Because you see, we want you to be able to be lifted. Because your story is going to help other people. Did you hear me? Your story is going to help other people. And I'm going to ask you a question. How are you doing in the healing department? Or do you even know? Acknowledging your pain is so important. It's the beginning of you saying, guess what? I want to heal. And that's what we want for all of you. And I'm going to ask you a question again for those who are listening. How many want to heal right now? Because sometimes we're not ready to heal. And just because you blow up 1 balloon, 2 balloons, 20 balloons, doesn't mean that you're ready to heal. It just is a step toward release. Now, as I say that, I want you to take a big breath of air. Ready? Release. How'd that make you feel? You didn't die from it, did you? Sometimes life is like taking that big breath of air and you feel as if you're going to suffocate. But you didn't. What you've done is say, I can live. I can actually breathe from what has hurt me. Because I get it. And many of you get it too. When you say, my heart is breaking, I'm not going to live, I don't feel like I want to get up another day. Taking that first breath. Because I have been there where I literally couldn't breathe. Just because yesterday was a relapse for me in thinking about my firstborn nephew. Because it happened on a Friday, you see. There were days that I couldn't actually get out of bed. But you know something? I was out and about. What am I trying to tell you guys? I recognize that I needed to heal. In fact, I recognize my growth. And if you're still hurting from a loss of a loved one, loss of a broken relationship, you will heal in your time. No one else's time will you heal from but your own time. Any comments, Trish?
Sorry, I need a moment.
That's okay. We're going to give you a moment. We'll come back to you. That's okay. And by the way, many of you are going to be triggered by this. We'll work through it together. I promise. I never leave ones alone. If you want a one-on-one with me, you're more than welcome to get that. Trish, our co-host, has put a number, 661-503-8993. You're able to get me, and we can work through this challenge, because today is finally Friday. I want to tell you something that's significant to the story that I'm telling you, is that my nephew died on a Friday. So when Friday comes for me, it's very hard. But I am up. I had my time yesterday, and I'm going to be okay today. Remember to tell yourself, as yesterday's podcast says, you're going to make it. I'm asking you, how's your healing? How is your healing? It's so important, guys, that we understand our own natural needs. You never really get over something, but I want you to acknowledge your healing. We're going to take a break. We're going to be right back. Stay tuned as we acknowledge the need to heal our own selves. We'll be right back.
Podcast, so set your favorite streaming platforms. Feel free to be interactive and tell us your stories. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, YouTube, and it's so much more. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. Go give it a shot.
Okay.
It's in my eyes.
We're back. And you and I are talking about healing. We've already discussed acknowledging. But why would you say that it's important to acknowledge that you even need to heal? Well, think about it. If you've ever been hurt, then you know the body naturally heals. How many times, or was there ever a time where you had surgery? Anybody have surgery, Trish? So
I have.
I have had surgery. You know, the very, very interesting thing, the body is so remarkable that even after the most delicate surgery, I want you to place your hand, that is, if you've had enough time to heal. Don't do it if you just had surgery yesterday, because of course you're not healed in time. In your time, it's going to heal. You know, most doctors tell you 6 weeks. Sometimes it's a little longer depending on what your body does. But we do know eventuality is that you will heal. Put your hand on somewhere that you've had surgery. You may see a scar. You may remember the day of that surgery, but you no longer feel that pain up on your time of having surgery after you've come out from the anesthesia. You remember how you feel? It hurt. Oh, it hurt. It doesn't hurt anymore. That's the body's way of telling you that it's capable of healing as you've acknowledge that. See, our body goes through a wound healing process. Why 6 weeks for our bodies to heal from a physical surgery? The doctor always says 6 weeks. And for you women, us women who have birth babies, isn't it a true miracle that our bodies were made to heal after the birth of another life for 6 weeks? How does our bodies do that? Our God is remarkable. So now, that's just a natural process for us to know how thankful we are for the body's ability to be able to heal. Aren't you thankful that your body healed? Yeah. So it's important. See, we don't want to acknowledge the pain. Nobody wants to talk about the pain because they don't want to remember how much it hurt. See, they're going to only tell you about the healing part because you see, the mind now has kicked in, and the mind says, I don't want to remember that. Some of us have lived through horrible pain. Some of us are still in pain and remembering. But the mind says, I need to heal. So you go through wound healing. While you may not have wounds that you're healing in a physical sense, what about your emotional wounds? What about your wounds from your mental capacity? See, we can go back as long as you and I can say, do you remember when? We say that so much, don't we? I remember when. Your body is able to go back and recall those moments of unhealing when you were not healed. It goes back to the very beginning of when that wound started. And you say, and I say, I don't want to talk about that. And we do what? We dismiss it, while others of us have what we say is a natural mental block. Why? Is because something hurt us so badly that it won't let us forget it. So we stop ourselves from healing. We create, because we're so delicate, our minds and our hearts, a wall block, a mental block, because we say what? We don't want to remember that. Just as if we've had a physical surgery, we don't want to talk about how it felt because all we know is that it really hurt. You had to experience to know what we're talking about in your pain. For those of you who are in pain right now, the body is capable of healing. Let no one put a time on it, because it will heal in your time. And you might say, well, it's never going to heal because it still hurts. And that's okay. I want you to think about yourself. And if every day of 2024 is your goal of healing, then I want you to take every day, one day at a time. Your body, your mind, your spirit has the power of healing because our Creator, Jehovah God, made us that way. I want you to understand the impact of healing. Because you see, we're so used to helping other people heal. We instinctively, when someone is hurting, will jump to their defense. We don't even have to know them. How many of you have had that experience? I have. Have you ever had that experience, Trish?
Can you repeat that?
The experience of jumping to others' defense to help them when they're hurting.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Everybody who's going to listen to this podcast has had that experience. And if you haven't, please let me know. I beg to differ with you. You jumped to the defense. I want you to do that with yourselves and understanding your need to heal. First, you must acknowledge your need to heal. You know, if our Creator can heal us, and our bodies are made to heal and renew cells, don't you think it was meant for us to heal? See, there's no time put on your pain, especially those who have been traumatized. You didn't ask for that pain. No child alive who has been abused, assaulted, asked for that pain. So the time that the pain has been heaped on you, when you reverse it, it takes that much time and even more to be able to heal. Because all of us would like to feel healed right now, right this moment. In fact, there are many people who are in so much pain that they take their own lives, which is why Vibe Talk was created in the first place, so that you all would have a safe place to come. You didn't have to worry how much money there was going to be that you had to spend. There is help for your healing without any question or status of you. We do ask questions, but not those kind of questions. If you are the brokest person in the world, I want you today to understand your need to heal. And I want to tell you something. When I see homeless people, I have been challenged because everybody that you see that is homeless, they have a story, even if it's a fake story, because not all people out there are what you see. Some run scams, but you know the ones who really are, because they've been out there a while, and you say, "Wow, my God, what happened?" What I want to say is that I've been challenged to understand, to have a little bit more compassion, to not always judge and say, "Oh, they're this, that, and the other." I don't know their story. All I know is, gosh, What if they had an opportunity? What if I got to know their pain? What am I saying to you all? Is get to know your pain. Stop denying it. Whatever is hurting you, find a safe place to say, that really hurt me. That really hurt me. We think about our wounds. The first thing that a doctor does to start healing from any wound. Well, I don't know. What do you think, Trish? What's the first thing the doctor does?
They ask you, why are you coming in today?
Hi, Anthony. Good morning and welcome. Okay. And then next procedure, if you are bloodied, guess what they do? They clean the wound. Can you imagine your wound not being cleaned? Why, it was set up, infection, maybe even cause loss of something. They clean it. There's no doctor that I've ever been to that has not cleaned the wound first. Today, I'm asking you to clean your wound first. The only way to do that is acknowledge. We know that when they clean that wound with the alcohol or sterilization paint, it's going to do what? Ouch, it's going to hurt. We say that even before they put it on. Some kids, I know I was this kid, would cry because they already knew it was going to hurt to get it cleaned. You're going to feel something. Good morning, Anthony. I am fine, Anthony. We are talking about healing today. What is it that needs healing with you? That's our Vibe Talk question. We're challenging ourselves. And thank you, Anthony. I hope that you have joined our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Please and thank you. So good to see you. But let's get back to the healing. See, if they didn't clean that wound first, it becomes infected. It might even be worse than what you came in with because it needs cleaning. Sometimes just the cleaning of that, just the nurturing of that makes us feel better. How many times have you had a wound cleaned by your parents? And I'm sure, Anthony, you play football, you've had wounds, they hurt. You get them cleaned up, that starts proper healing. Today, if you're wounded emotionally, mentally, let's think about our wound. And let's start to figure out how we can make it better. Some of us don't even talk about our wounds because it reminds us of the pain. Come a little closer. I said, some of us don't talk about the wounds because it reminds us of our pain. And I found out through many years of counseling, yes, I saw a psychologist for more than a year, more than 2 years. You see, that's how I clean the wound. That's how I'm able to be here on this podcast because I had to work on cleaning my own wound. I would acknowledge everybody else's wound, but not when it came to Miss Nisi's wound. No. I had to look at that wound to accept that the wound was there, and then to work on cleaning. Now, you may not have a physical wound, but you do have other wounds. Perhaps those wounds that are deep. Rudy, good morning. Where are you listening in from, please, and thank you. So why is this even being discussed on a finally Friday Facing the Lion podcast? See, our Fridays are our get through. We've taken the opportunity and we have gotten through the entire week. And some of us have been wounded even as early as this week. Let's start challenging ourselves of healing. I'd love to see you guys work on healing. If there's anything that you have misunderstood, you are more than welcome to chat with me personally on our Vibe Talk direct line, 661-503-8993. I want you to think about your healing. Take the steps that you need, even if it's time. Sometimes we need to get away to get away. A lot of people take vacations to heal themselves. They go on what is called a retreat. And some of you can do a daycare, which is a vacation for the day. But if you need that retreat to start working on what you need to work on, you can even journal it. Let's not get away from journaling what hurts. But the most that you can do is heal yourself. Being aware, acknowledging, acceptance, being allowed to feel the pain. See, a lot of us want to cover over the pain. And that's not to say that we shouldn't take the medicine to help us. I had a headache for 3 days, 4 days. I finally stopped fighting with myself to take just one Tylenol. You think that's something? But the moment that I started took the Tylenol, 2 seconds later, literally, maybe that's exaggerating, maybe 5 minutes. See how honest we are here? I started to feel better. That wasn't a mask over. That was a reliever. Some of us are needing to feel relieved of our pain. We not only hurt from the pain, we say the pain is too much. But here's what your acknowledgement will do. It will help you to move on with your life, move in with your life, not carrying it as if it were a ton of bricks lying within your chest. Self-awareness. When you are healing inside of you, You're going to build self-awareness, better relationships. Maybe yesterday you didn't feel so resilient, but today here you are, you're showing up. This week, you're showing up. You're saying, here I am. I want you to be able to understand what your journey is going to be like and know that you are not alone. Acknowledgement is the key to your healing. Awareness, your self-awareness. I've been with many people, and you know what's funny? And I don't mean that in a ha-ha way. And the term funny is probably not even the correct word, and here I want us always to use the correct word. But what's odd to me is we don't even have to know an animal to know that it's been hurt. How many times have we seen a wounded animal? You saw a wounded animal a lot of times. And we say, oh, poor puppy, poor kitty. So we want to help it because we are kind souls. We want to acknowledge it. So we do all that we can. We will stop traffic. We will hold up traffic. We will hit a tree before we hit an animal or cause an accident if there are animals in the street. Why? Because we don't want them. Let's pay attention to ourselves. And I by no way am promoting that we don't help animals. For all you animal lovers, because I am a kind soul. I am one of those that will stop. Rescue yourselves. You are hurting emotionally, mentally, physically. When your soul hurts, acknowledge your pain. If I can get that through everyone who's listening today, to acknowledge yourselves. Value yourselves because you are important enough. I don't have all the answers, but I'm asking you to be patient, be realistic. I want you to take baby steps. To do what you need to do. Because emotional wounds are different from the mental wounds. And the mental wounds are different from the physical wounds. But here's the connection. They all hurt. Please, let's heal ourselves from the deep hurts. Because healing yourself in your own time is worth. We're going to turn it over to Precious Treasures. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Facing the lion is always positive. And so I ask you today, as we are going to be facing our lions or challenges
And now I'm going to turn it over to Trish for Trish's Treasures.
Today, I have had a moment to actually cry about the death of my grandmother, because when she did die 8 years ago, um, I didn't cry at all, and I was 14 then. Um, I didn't know that feeling numb in that situation was normal. I actually thought that there was something the matter with how I handle things when I was 14 years old. And I locked my emotions up far away in the back of my mind. And I didn't acknowledge how I actually felt. So just hearing and actually taking a moment to acknowledge that it still hurts made me discover that, that it still is a big part of me that needs to be healed. And I always tell myself, if I talk about something that used to hurt me and I still cry about it, there's still healing that needs to be done. And there is. And I'm going to start talking about my feelings about that time and healing for the things that I've locked up inside of me and letting it out, whether it's sadness or anger from other people. I need to acknowledge that that's actually how I felt, so I can be at peace, because peace from pain is it's a beautiful thing, and it helps my life move smoothly. So acknowledge your pain, because when we ignore it, just because we ignore it, it doesn't mean that things that trigger you won't come back to let you know you still hurt from that.
Good morning, Cameron. Yes, thank you so much. Good morning. We are on Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. You are with me, my co-host, Trish, and myself, Miss Nisi. We're fine. I'm fine, Trish. Tamara is asking, how are you?
I am okay. Thank you for asking.
And how are you? And where are you listening from, Tamara? And thank you for joining us. We are talking about the Vibe Talk discussion on this finally Friday. Challenge yourself. New Mexico, thank you. Challenge yourself to heal your wounds. Because guess what? Thank you so much. They still hurt. If you guys want to, I would like all of you to find our page on Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. You can even hashtag it and it'll come up, or Google it, or ask Alexa or Siri. Please go over to our page. I want you to browse it. If you like it, like it. We have a YouTube channel. We have now, because so many people have been asking me, seriously, what can they do to help us? All of my sessions, one-on-one sessions, are done at no charge. But if you want to donate, Trish, you can put that up as well. We are at Cashapp, Vibe Talk, Face the Lion. That's where we are. And we use it only for what Vibe Talk has to do. I'm very strict about that. So Tricia and I spent some time to make sure that it was under our business name. We want to thank all of you in advance. And I'm going to tell you a story because I don't want to forget this story because it's all about challenging yourselves. This week is challenge yourself to heal yourself. And let me ask you guys something. What challenges have you faced this week? And thank you for that, Trish. Were you done, Trish? By the way, I always do that.
Yes, I was finished.
Are you sure?
Yes, I was.
Thank you for that. And also, if you want to hear more of Trisha's treasures, it's affiliated with Vibe Talk. Trisha's a real songwriter and a real music artist. Go listen to her music. Trish, please put that in the comments on Facebook. And we love her music. She's an amazing, inspiring singer. I love listening to her music. Thank you, Trish. So, what have you guys all been challenged with? I'll tell you something that I was challenged with because you've all waited all week to hear what I had to say. So, as most of you know, I'm afraid of heights. I do not like heights. I will not get on any rides that have to do with being up in the air. I won't. Well, I had to work uh, this week because I have other things that I do. And where I had to go, unbeknownst to me, was up in a hill. I mean, like a mountain of a hill. I was so afraid because it was one way up and one way down, and you kept going steeper and steeper, literally into the mountain. And there was nothing on my left but a cliff. And on my right, just a landslide where there could be fallen rocks. So you're talking about danger. Although I was fearful, I faced my lion. It was the most fearful experience to me. But I am here on this Friday, finally, to tell you about it. Our facing our lions will always be filled with much challenges. I was so afraid. I actually literally, I said, I can't go back because there's nowhere to turn around on this just narrow road for one car, and you don't know what's coming ahead. Facing your lions, ladies and gentlemen, can be a challenge. Accept the challenge, even if it has happened once. And when I say accept the challenge, I'm not talking about these dumb challenges that people do and these kids who are inexperienced lose their lives from doing the dumb challenges. I want you to do the smarter challenges. Tamara from New Mexico says she had a hard 2 years and I found my soulmate just recently, and now we're planning on moving while we're where we're from and go to another state to live, and we're just wanting things to get out of the way. Okay. So are you finding it much easier as you're planning? Thank you for that share. I appreciate that. Is it difficult? You say no? Okay. Well, I wish you all the best, and if you want to, you can always make an appointment to speak with me personally, ladies and gentlemen, please know that I am available to do a one-on-one. I had someone actually call in late evening yesterday, not late, but it was evening, and I wanted to just say, I do not do one-on-ones on WhatsApp. And the reason I don't do that on WhatsApp is because I am a professional, certified life coach. I want to see who I'm talking to just as you need to see who you're talking to. So if you're on WhatsApp, just know that it is my policy that I will not do WhatsApp. Too many scams out there. But if you want to talk to me, it is a video call. First contact is a phone call, and I will set up an appointment. If you really think that healing is what you want to do or working on yourself, I'm willing, as I work on myself, to help you work on yourself. And it doesn't cost you a thing. We will always accept voluntary donations. And you will see that in our comments. You said your mom is not going to let you leave. How old are you? Let me ask you that. How old are you? Because your mom is not going to let you leave. Let me ask you, are you old enough to leave? Are you at an age of where you can make your own decisions? You're in your 30s. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're giving her too much power. Take your power back, remove that, and you're 30. It's your life. Your mom has raised you. Your mom, I'm sure, loves you. Reassure her. Okay. Don't say she's controlling you. You know what you start saying? I'm allowing her to control me. Because you are. You're allowing that. Because my kid is 32 and I don't control him. So rephrase that sentence. If you want to get back with me, you can call in 661-503-8993. Learn how to empower yourself enough. Still love your mother, but don't give her that power. Say in your mind from this day forward, I have allowed my mom to control me as an adult. Because that's what Vibe Talk is all about. You acknowledging your emotions. You know, our mothers are important as well as our fathers. But we can say our parents do this, that, or the other. But really, how much control? Yes. Look at, there you go, Tamara. I allow myself to let her control me. How do you not? I would love to get with you one-on-one. You can text me or call me there, 661-503-8993. This is our wrap-up. Our next question. What did you learn and discover about yourself on this Finally Friday's challenge? You can't heal what you don't acknowledge. Trish, I'm going to start with you because I haven't heard much from you today.
What I learned today is exactly what this podcast was about, this topic is about.
Stay with
I
us.
can't
Go ahead.
I can't heal from something that I don't acknowledge. And I have got my wake up call today about addressing the things that I need to heal from. And I am going to do that balloon assignment because I think I really need that.
I'm going to
And
do it too.
my experience here today, it was very triggering. Like I had a moment, but sometimes I need to be triggered to let myself know what I have to work on and what I need to heal from.
Did you feel like you were in a safe place while you
Yes, I did.
were being okay? Because that's important. Sometimes we can trigger somebody and they don't feel in a safe place. I want to get back to Tamara because it's important that we acknowledge something. Tamara, I'm so proud of you for changing that sentence. Your real work begins. I always want you to feel good about your decisions. Our mothers love us. I'm a mom. I have a son. One of them is 32. And I have a, yes, I'm sorry, baby. I'm going to text it for you right now. It's 661-503-8993. Thank you for that. I'm sorry. She asked me to slow down. And you can text, you can call right after the show, you can text me during the show. I want you to know something. As parents, we love our children very much. Thank you so much. We want the best for them. Most parents want the best for their children. But our parents are always going to have something to say. I'm a mom of two boys, 32 and 25, and I always have something to say. But here's one fact, parents, mother, father, grandparents, I want you to realize is that you have to allow your children, your adult children, to start adulting. The fact that you, Tamara, want to move and live your own life, I applaud you. Because some kids don't want to adult. So parents, please allow your child to adult. Don't live your life vicariously through them. Let them be who they are. Let them thrive. Because we love them so much, we can smother them and stop them from moving. My niece, for example, I'm so proud of my firstborn niece. I did not want her to move away from us because she was going to a different state. I remember standing in the airport crying. We were crying, her mom, my older sister, we were crying our eyes out because that's the first time she had left us. Let me tell you where my niece has ventured, her and her husband. They are living in London. When I get to see her videos and talk to her, she is living her best life. Who wouldn't want that for their children, their young adults? Let them be adults. Reassure your mother that you're going to be fine. And you may have to call her, if you're calling her once a week, you may have to call her twice a week. Keep the communication lines open, because really that's all we're saying. Those little hands that we used to walk into class, those little hands that we used to hold while you were hurting, you've turned into bigger hands now. We're the same parents. That's my advice for you. What I learned and discovered here today is that it is okay in every way to allow myself, give myself permission to release and accept the need to heal. I want to thank all of you. Tamara, thank you for being here. Thank our other guests for being here. Please, if you have missed this podcast, please listen to it in its entirety. It will be up on Facebook. Just know that we care. Please follow our pages if you care to. Vibe Talk, Facing the Line is on Facebook. Trish and I are live there now. The number is 661 503 8993, and it is a direct connect to our podcast show. I felt very inspired to challenge myself to heal my. How about you? Let it be your decision. Thank you for joining us. Have a safe weekend, all of you. And if you like the podcast, do us a favor. Let us know how you felt about it. Do you have any questions? You'll see it up in its entirety. We thank all of you for joining us. Thank you so much. Trish, thank you for all that you do as my co-host. You're amazing. And thank you for being so raw and real. And you are very welcome. Don't forget, you get the opportunity to be with us one more time, myself, as we host Vibe Talk After Dark. It's an entirely different show, but it's still with the same message. That's where you can dedicate songs and you can talk about whatever is on your mind. So don't forget, we are Saturdays after dark, and we don't have a time. Just look for us. If you're following those pages, you'll see us when we come up. You can do a live dedication. You can read a poem, and you can even go listen to one of the episodes. They're getting better and better, guys. So if you want to dedicate a song, just start texting that and let me know, and I will play that song for you. Okay? Join me there on Saturday nights. It is Vibe Talk After Dark, and we'll see you. Have a great weekend, everybody. Trish, thank you for a beautiful week. Thank you for your story, your message with Vibe Talks. Trish's Treasures. And go listen to her music as well. So even if you listen to one of her albums, you're going to be inspired by her, because I always am. I think you're amazing, Trish. Thank you, everybody, for joining Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. I'm looking for our outro music. I got to do a better job, Trish. I do. Okay. And we are. I got it. I'm going to get this all arranged today. If there's anything you all would like to say before I close out, feel free. My bad. Okay. Don't forget, to join us this Saturday evening. Music dedications, whatever. It's a podcast about you being all in your feelings and talking about what you want to talk about. And we keep it smooth, we keep it light, and we keep it loving. So just remember that when you all call in. It's the same number we just posted, 661-503-8993. I cannot find what I'm looking for here. I need to be better prepared. That's what I'm challenging myself for, too. Why am I doing this? Sorry, guys. Okay. We're out of here.